So welcome back to Shooter the Bike. Today is the 11th, I think, of November. Would you look at this? Who would have expected this kind of weather in November in Scotland? To be fair, it's been absolutely diabolical the last couple of weeks. We've not seen the sky for the last... Whoa, bump! We've not seen the sky for the last 2 weeks because it's been so overcast and humidity's been unbelievably high. I'm taking out... I've got a dehumidifier in my garage and I'm emptying about a gallon every other day from it. It's really quite bad. But look at this, man. So all I'm doing is taking the bike out onto some roads that are perhaps a little bit more familiar, just to get a feel of it and see what I like about it, what I don't like about it, and just to get used to it really, because I've done less than 200 miles since I got it in 3 weeks, which is a bit crap, but that's what happens when you buy a bike in the winter time up here in Scotland or in Britain as a whole. But I am liking the bike at the moment. The exhaust note with the... I call it Akrapovic, or I don't know. I don't know what the proper way to pronounce it is, but I'm sure you know what I mean. The exhaust is quite a bit louder than I'm used to. And we'll see how that goes when we have a long run. I've not been further than the 90 miles that I did to take it back from Newcastle. That's the longest journey I've made in it so far. But yeah, we will get used to it. Hello sheepies. I'm being a little bit careful with it because I really am used to it. Obviously the ergonomics of a thing are exactly the same as I had before, but it does feel slightly different. Obviously it's different tyres and things like that on it, and I just want to take the hang of it. I'm not going to throw it about like I did with the old one quite yet, because I'm conscious of the fact that it costs an awful lot more money apart from anything else. Whee! So there we are. So we're on the 708 and we're heading up towards there's the Grey Mare's Tail. There is what else is there? I don't actually know. I've never gone this way before on this road, I don't think, or if I have, it hasn't been for a very long time. But it's a nice little twisty road. It's not high speed, but it's a nice little twisty road to test out the tyres and things like that on it. So the tyres are Dunlop Mutants. Never heard of them before, never tried them before. They seem alright so far. The write-ups of them, the reviews of them are okay. They're supposed to be very good in the wet, so that's good. Because it's coming close to winter. But yeah, I just want to test the bike, that's all I want to do. I've not put the selfie stick on the wing mirror yet. I will do, but I didn't want it to be getting in the way when I'm kind of feeling my way with the new bike. I've had my son on it briefly. We did a little, 15 miles or so with it, and I think he was a bit disappointed because he was excited to get a shot of the new bike, and then when he got on it, it didn't feel any different to the old one to him. So yeah, I think he was a little bit disappointed. He thinks it looks cool, what with the Rally HB colour scheme. What on earth are you doing at fuck's sake, man. Honest to God. Yeah, the Rally HP colour scheme, which I love, he loves too, so that's good. Big bump. Whee! So yeah, I think we'll get to like it. Changes that I've made to it so far. So I've put my grip puppies on. I do like grip puppies for the reasons I've mentioned in previous videos. What else have I done to it? I've put on the fender extender. I don't know why. I actually don't know why BMW make the mudguards so short, because all it does is throws all the crap off the road straight onto the front of the engine, and we all know how much the front of the engine paint peels on GS's, so I put a fender extender on it. I had one on the old bike, and when I sold it, the guy that bought it says it's the best for the age of the bike and the mileage it had done. He says he was amazed that it wasn't that there was no paint peeling on the front of the engine casing. But I just put that down to a fender extender. Right, this is going to be tight. We'll just take it nice and easy. There we go. That was all right. So I've put a fender extender on it. I've took off the old bike the USBs down on where the DIN socket used to be. I swapped it back before I sold the bike, because I'm that kind of stingy. And I got them from Nippy Normans, and they're great, and it's a high-speed charger. So I kept that on the bike, or transferred it onto this bike rather. What else? I think that's really about it. I put a side stand pad. I used to call them camel toes. I think that's a make of them, but a thing in the side stand to make it a little bit wider so that it doesn't sink into dirt quite so readily. I've extended the brake lever because that was I had that on the old bike, and I found it, I really liked it. It's really something that you would need if you go off-road, and as you know, I don't really go off-road, but I just liked the position of it, so I bought the brake lever extender, and so I put that on. And other than the camera mounts, I think that's probably about it. That's it. Watch out for the sheepies. But isn't this lovely? This is glorious. What a glorious road. So my Dunlop muted tyres seem to be pretty neutral in the handling, actually. They're certainly gripping well enough. I don't want to change them because they're pretty much new, and I'm too stingy to change them, so I was hoping they'd be okay, and it appears to be the case so far. So it's too early to do a comparison between this bike and my old bike. That'll come probably in another 200 or 300 miles under my belt. I'll do a comparison with it. I've also not come up with a name for it yet, because I've not really come up with any kind of foibles that it might have to give it character. I think as humans we like a little bit of imperfection. We feel that it gives things character, machines particularly, and this thing is a little bit. I'm not going to say bland, but it seems to perform effortlessly and doesn't have the foibles that. Well, It probably has foibles, but it doesn't have the same ones that the old bike did. So once I find them, that'll give it the character, and then I can give it a name. I don't even know if it's a boy or a girl yet. Hey, does that mean that I've got to call it they, them? We'll just call it eh? There we are, so we're at a loch. Absolutely no idea what loch it is, but we're at a loch of some description. So we'll maybe stop and take in the scenery. This is rather lovely. Middle of November, who'd have thought it? Yeah, the tyres are fine. The roads are a little bit greasy still because we've not had very much rainfall, and with the humidity and things, all the dirt has just stayed on the road. Right, I think we'll pull in here. This is Loch of the Lows, apparently. It's rather pretty. It's going to point downhill. Okay, so welcome back. So that was a little bit of drone footage of the Loch of the Lows, which looks quite nice. I'm just going to head back now because I've got things I need to be doing. But isn't this absolutely glorious? And right on my doorstep. I think I've done, maybe 30 miles from leaving my house, maybe 35, something like that. Right, sheepies, come on, excuse me, come on sheepies, let's have you, that's it. Isn't this beautiful? What a lovely day to get used to the new bike. And what a lovely road to do it on, eh? So one of the things I was going to say is that there seems to have been quite a lot of infighting on some of the larger YouTube channels. It seems to be mostly based around this BSA Gold Star, but there seems to be quite a lot of animosity going about and downright abuse from what I can make out in some of the comments that have been made. Wouldn't you know, of course, that prick Stuart Fillingham has had something to do with it. He has to stick his nose in. But as a small channel now, I've got, I don't know, something like 150 subscribers. I'm not complaining about having a small number of subscribers. We have our own little gang here, and I really don't mind it at all. But I've actually found, with all the seemingly animosity that's been going about with the larger channels, I've actually found completely the opposite with the small channels. So I'm talking about channels with, say, less than 500 subscribers that do motovlogging, like myself, and just basically go out on our bikes and talk nonsense, and it's great. And I've found nothing but support from fellow vloggers with the smaller channels. I have made some virtual friends. Come on, sheepies. Good sheepies. And the support that I've received has been tremendous. People have been very free with their advice and very generous with their compliments, and have been yeah, nothing but nice. It's been great. I mean, there's too many to name, but I'll put links to all my fellow vloggers down in the description below. And yeah, we're a good little group. I can highly recommend it. The larger channels have got other agendas, it would seem, but we just want to get out on our bikes, say what's on our mind, because it's very freeing and very good for the sense of well-being. So which is why I started doing this in the first place. It's just to get out and get things off my chest, and even if nobody's listening, it doesn't really matter. So yeah, thank you all very much, guys, that have helped me along my way. Thank you for your help, thank you for your advice, thank you for your encouragement and support. It really is tremendous. So we've just come back from, as I said, from Loch of the Lows. We're heading down towards a place called the Grey Mare's Tail. There seems to be a lot of tourists about, which is strange for this time of year, but yeah, as long as they're spending money, I suppose it's fine for the economy. I meant to say to you, and I've deliberately avoided filming them for obvious reasons, but when I was up at the Loch of the Lows, now bear in mind this is the 11th of November, it's 10 degrees, it's bloody freezing. There was two ladies decided to go for a swim in it, and after the initial squeaks that they made when they were getting in, they seemed to quite enjoy it, and it wasn't a case of just in and out. They were in for a good 10-15 minutes, and you've got to commend their bravery, because I certainly wouldn't do it. I don't really quite understand them, but you don't need to understand them. If it's what they want to do, then the very best of luck to them. But yeah, don't think I could do it. I'd end up with 3 Adam's apples. But if they're enjoying it, so much the better. They were very pleasant too. I had a chat to them when I was there, and they were very pleasant. They were both English, and extremely pleasant ladies. Very cheerful. Right, I had hoped he was going to stop, but sadly not. See if we can get past him. There we are, that'll do me. More sheepies. Take our time. So I'm liking the new bike. I've not given it, ooh, big thing. I've not given it the beans as yet. Back wheel was skidding a wee bit there when I accelerated. It's a rough bit of the road. I've not given it the proper beans yet, but on my way up to Moffat, I did a couple of overtakes when I went quite a bit faster than I perhaps should have done, and people say that the shift cam, you can't really feel it. It's pretty seamless, and it is pretty seamless once you get up the rev range, but I definitely noticed it coming in, and there's certainly quite a lot more get up and go with this bike than there was in the last one. Admittedly, the last one was the best part of 40,000 miles when I got rid of it, but this one seems to have a bit more urgency about it. Easy peasy, which is nice. I didn't really need any more acceleration. In fact, I absolutely didn't need any more acceleration, but it's nice to have it when you want it. Isn't this a smashing road? Highly recommend it if you're in the area. It's a little bit lumpy bumpy in bits, but it's very nice, very pleasant, lovely scenery, and yeah, one that's well worth a visit. Whee! More sheepies. You look a little bit more scared than the other one, so here's one right in the middle of the road too. They don't care. Hello, sheep. But this is absolutely beautiful. I can't believe we've had weather like this at this time of year. It's just amazing. And I'm not particularly togged up. As I said, I ride all year round in summer gloves because with the heated grips and the handguards, you don't need any more than that. But clothes-wise, I mean, all I've done is, well, I've obviously got a jumper on underneath, but all I've done is put the liner back in my jacket, and the wind protection on this bike is tremendous, so you really don't feel the cold. The only concession I've made to being a bit colder is I've got a pair of long johns on, Grandpa long johns, because my legs do get cold. It was quite funny. My son was quite disappointed. When I was looking at the bikes, I made the mistake of mentioning to him that one of the ones I was looking at had heated seats. And Ben does love his heated seats. I've got heated seats in the car, and we've got them in the front and the back. So he's, oh, crikey, that's rough. Previously, we only had them in the front, so he didn't have them. So he's got them now in this car, and he absolutely loves them. And when I mentioned heated seats for one of the bikes, he said, oh, we'll get that one. He was all excited about it. I didn't go for that one, but I did say to him that in all the years that I've been on a motorbike, and all the parts of my body that's been cold, I've been cold every single part of my body apart from my bum. So I don't think we really need it. I just end up thinking I'd peed myself. I'm at that age, you know. This is glorious. With the weather that we've had in the past little while, I had started taking my vitamin D supplements because I do suffer from the season-associated disorder, SAD as they call it. I do find my mood gets low in the lack of sunshine, so I started taking my vitamin D this week actually, because I was starting to feel myself feeling a little bit lacklustre. And but you don't need to. When you've got days like this on a bike, you really don't need to be feeling low. Don't know where this guy thinks he's going or why he's stopping. Where are you going, pal? I think he's just a bit scared of the road. See if I can't get past him. There we are. Sure he's seen me? What I will say, one of the other things that I have noticed about this bike is that the quick shifter is much smoother. Phenomenal amount smoother than the old one, which is great. So it's got an up and down quick shifter. I never ever use the down the way, the blipper. It just feels wrong. I use the quick shifter going up when I'm overtaking, particularly quite a lot, but I never use it going down. But I'm going to try it. Wait till I get to a nice bit where there's nobody. Right. So 5th gear, 50 mile an hour. Shut off the throttle. Oh, that was seamless. Down to 4th. That's seamless. That's terrific. I'll probably never use it, but by God, it's good. Do you know, if I could get out like this once a week throughout the year, then I wouldn't need my vitamin D. Hey! This would cheer anybody up. That was a bit close. I had a downshifter, the blipper on the old bike, but I tried it once and it was horrible. Felt like I was breaking the gearbox, so I never used it again. I know I said I was going to do a comparison with this bike compared to the old one once I've got a few more miles on my belt, but one thing is it's worth certainly worth mentioning is the fueling at low speed through the town is so much better than the old one. So much better. I mean, there we go, hill start control, look at that. Hands off, feet up, feet on the ground. Brilliant. The fueling is orders of magnitude better than the old bike through the town. It really is. It's fantastic. All in all, it's I'm just loving it. Just loving it. The screen, much smaller than the old screen, perfectly adequate. Lovely, nice and comfortable in here. The hill start control, got to love that. Got to give it a little bit more power to break off from the brakes, but other than that, it's effortless to use. I've also put another camera angle in, just because I had a spare camera. I've stuck it on the crash bars at the side. Looks like a roadworks are away, so I don't know whether it's any good there or not, but I'll see once I look at the footage. So if it's absolute crap, you're not going to see what it looks like. But that's us back in Moffat, so I'm going to end the video there. Thank you very much for watching. Let's everybody please keep their fingers crossed for weather like this for the entire winter. That would be awesome. And once again, to my fellow YouTube vloggers, thanks for all your assistance. See ya.